How you doing? Nick Daniels here, coming at you live yet again, man. Dude, I like that. I like that a lot. That's funny. You can just zoom in on the pocket. Like, that's not even like an edit I have to do in like in the editing. I can just do it right there. It's just like, all right, how you doing? Nick Daniels here, coming at you live, man, yet again. And today, man, we're just gonna walk around Sunday evening. I haven't been outside today, by the way, so light hurts. I've been playing Fallout 4 for basically since about like 10 a.m. And it's 8 p.m. now. I haven't really stopped. So anyway, just saying. But yeah, man, I want to talk about a couple date fails here. So they're not really like all date fails. One's not even really like a date fail. But like I had a date with one person and then I chatted up two more, all on Hinge, and I thought they were very interesting as they've all occurred over about the last week. Yeah, so there's been some action. A little action. So anyway, obviously, we're going to leave out some names, we're going to leave out some places, and we'll get into it. So yeah, man. So I'm on Hinge, and yeah, man, I get this match. So obviously, just it's common sense, but I'm always shooting the first message out there, and one of them bites. Now, a lot of the time, I realize something, Jesus Christ. Hey, hang on, check this out, eh? Yeah, Black Lives Matter. I thought it was fucking McMahon Lives Matter nowadays, right? So that's a bunch of dog shit. Oh, it's still zoomed in. Yeah, if you watch my video on that, you know how I feel about that already. I think it's a bunch of dog shit. But anyway, like I was saying. So, yeah, I sent this message over, and one thing I've been not doing is I've been really looking at profiles super well. Like, I'll look at them, but like I'll just kind of look at her physical appearance. Maybe something in there I like, in her profile that she's talked about, but I won't really like scan it, and I really need to, because like this one wasn't too bad, but I further reflected onto it that her pictures really don't show her full body, like at all in any frame. There was one that was supposed to, and she was like hiding behind someone, so she's like peeking out from beside them. And it was just kind of frustrating because it's like, okay, cool, I can't even really see what you look like. So, needless to say, though, I do like to give that the benefit of the doubt. She did look to be thicker, a little bigger. But, I wanted to see for myself and say, okay, cool, like maybe this is something I'm okay with, and, hey, maybe I'd want to move forward. So, anyway, I didn't beat around the bush very long with her before asking to meet up. Yeah, I was really quick with that. And I think I've said this before, like I find, one sec. Getting stared at here. But he was on a bicycle just watching. He's not understanding. Yeah, like he just like rode in right in front of me and he was just gawking right at me. It's like, fuck off. But anyway, like I was saying, so yeah, so it wasn't very long in, man, and I asked her. I was like, yo, listen, like, what are you thinking? And she was like, well, listen, I'm tied up this kind of weekend. I think it was like a Thursday. I was like, yeah, listen, I'm tied up this weekend, but, it was something like that. But it was like, hey, how about Friday? So it was a week. And then Friday. Not like tomorrow Friday. I don't know when it was, man, okay? It could have been Friday. It could have been Saturday for all I know. But it was Friday, so it was like, okay, a week. I was like, okay, cool. So, her and I talked a little bit. Conversation was pretty swell, but I never like progressed out of that. Like it was like, okay, we'll just play it by ear for Friday, I guess. And we didn't talk about Friday any more than that. So, the layup into the story will make sense, okay? So we're kind of talking a little bit. It'd be like 2 days and I'd hear from her. And I wouldn't message her. Like I would just leave it. Like I'd reply to her and then I'd just be like, see ya. And like 2 days later, I'd just randomly get a message. I'm like, oh, like I forgot about her. When it first happened, like the first 2 days, I was like, she's gone. And she did message. And then again, 2 days. So it was like, yeah, like it was progressively just 2 days. And the third set of that was Friday. So it was like Friday, I want to say like late afternoon. Like I was calling it by then. I was like, okay, I haven't heard from her. It is Friday. Something's afoot. And it was like 2 something, and I was already like, okay, I think she's gone. But sure enough, yeah, lo and behold, I would want to say it was like, I don't know, it was 3 to 4. It was in that area. I was off work at 5, and I was heading in the opposite direction of where originally I think we would have been doing anything. So it was like, if she wants to do something, like, in my opinion, it was like, now's her time, right? Like, now's her chance, like, because I'm not coming back, right? Like, if I went all the way home, took like half an hour drive, and she was like, oh, I'm available now, I'd be like, no, fuck that. So, so anyway, so I play it by ear, man. I'm like, you know what? All right. It's like, all right, I'll bite. Waited around, got about 5 o'clock, and sorry, this is gonna be a longer video because I just want to talk about all 3 of these. But yeah, man. So, or maybe it won't be. What are we at right now? Oh, we're at like 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Fuck, you know, because I probably should milk these honestly, and shouldn't make them like 30 minutes. All right, we'll do one, and we'll do the other 2. Okay, but anyway, not really a day fill. I lied to you in the beginning then, because I said I had 3, and now I don't. But yeah, so like I was saying, I was just sitting there. It was like, I want to say 4:30, and I was like, yo, like, she was like, oh, haha, like, how are you? Like, I was like, oh, great. How are you? Like, you know, what's going on, right? And I was like, okay, I'll leave it for a bit. And 5 o'clock hit, finished. We're not even 5. It was close. I got approval, okay? My manager gave me the approval to get out of there a little early. We're gonna go down here, see if I don't get fucking murdered. But yeah, so I get out of there a little early. And needless to say, though, so I just had like lights on here in a gazebo, and I was like, dude, this is gonna be really weird if there's like a full audience here. And yeah, man, so I know I'm procrastinating, I'm getting to it. I'm working on it, okay? It's good. So, finish work, I'm out of there. I'm like, I get in the car, it's like boiling hot. I gotta air it out anyway. So I go sit in the car, and my plan is, I'm gonna sit here for about 10 minutes and I'm gonna leave, right? Because what happened was I made this mistake before. And this is why I didn't really want to do now all the 2 other women I was talking to in this video, because I feel like it would ruin it. But I've done this before where I would wait around, and one time I actually did it where I waited like hours. Like, I waited like right till like 9 p.m. You know, and it was like 2 to 9. You know, I did my own thing. I probably wrapped up around 5. And then instead of just like being like a sane individual and saying, okay, cool, like, I'm getting played, I stuck around. So in the back of my mind, when I'm sitting there, when I get out of work, you know, and it's kind of like, hey, how are you? You know, good, you know, and it's like, okay, cool, we're having a little chat, but it's meaningless, right? Like, I want to see what we're doing. So yeah, that was the plan. I was like, dude, I'll wait like 10 minutes and I'm not doing that ever again. So it was like, after 10 minutes, if I don't hear from her, okay, sorry, we got a guy here. We'll do it like this, yeah? How you doing? Yeah, across the road, so it's less suspicious. I could just turn around, because I don't know where I'm going. But yeah, so I was like, oh, dude, I would be like, okay, I was gone in 10 minutes. So it's funny, because I'm sitting there in the car, like debating, I want to grab a little McDonald's, you know, a little greasy, but, you know, it's there, right? Who wouldn't want to do that? A little fucking McDicks, man? Oh, dude, this is, there's a cat. But yeah, so I'm sitting there, and sure enough, man, I get a text message from her, and it's just a random cat coming up to me. You know what it says, man? It literally is like, oh, like, hey, what are you doing? That kind of thing. And she's like, oh, nothing, you know, going out for the girls for patio drinks here, you know, something like that. And as soon as I read that, dude, I just Alt F4'd. I just left. You know, I didn't even like mess around. I didn't even like sit there and wait it out. I was just like, fuck it, and I just took off. Oh, Commodore Park, apparently. How you doing? There's not much going on here. This is it. There's just a random cat in these bushes too. I just saw it walking up here. I thought it said like fucking commando. People just sit around here with no underwear on. But yeah, so I'll wrap it up here, because I mean, I'm really doing a piss poor job in this video, to be honest. But yeah, so needless to say, man, I made the absolute right call, and I'm so fucking thankful that I did. And I've learned my lesson, at least I think I did. Because, yeah, in the past, man, and not that long ago, like, we're talking, like, you know what, like, I don't know, man, like 8 months ago? 8 months ago, probably, yeah. And that was it, where I waited around, right? Because I was supposed to have, like, a third date with a girl, or I don't know what it was at that point. If you even call it a date, I guess. But needless to say, I waited around like that, and look what happened. So I made the call, man. I was like, seriously, like, and it wasn't even like, oh, if I continued not to hear from her. No, I was getting ready to leave. Like, I was in the car, ready to go, like, keys were in the ignition, and it was just like, I'll give her 5-10 minutes to respond. And I was like, if she can't come up with something in that time frame, then yeah, man, I'm just gonna be gone. You know, because I just have no time for it anymore, right? Like, I really don't. I have no patience for it. And I'm so glad I did that. Now, technically speaking, it's only been a couple days since I've texted her. And then I did actually ask, I talked to her a little bit after the fact, like, there was just only a couple messages, like probably 2 or 3. And I did say, I was like, hey, you know what, well, if you are around for this weekend, let me know, you know, and you want to do something, that kind of thing. But I only did it just out of courtesy. Like, it was like, okay, like, maybe she'd wake up and realize, like, we already had plans. And I mean, oh, that guy's still there. That's fucking weird. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, what do I think about that? Like, did she just forget? Yeah, probably. Like, you know, it might not necessarily been on purpose. Like, it might not have been like, fuck this guy. But I notice what'll happen a lot on online dating. Let's make a move, as Estelle would say here. But yeah, like, it's just like, man, when you ask to hang out with somebody online, you know what happens? It's like anxiety. They get really awkward about it, even though they're like, yeah, I'm so down. But then they just won't be down. They're like, no, I'm good, right? And that's why you get people that'll bail on you the last second. Like, that'll literally text you like 20 minutes before, sorry, I don't want to go, or I'm sick or something. And I've called somebody out on that. And I was like, I really want to know. I was like, dude, are you actually sick? Or are you just saying you're sick? And it literally came right out and was like, I'm actually just saying that. Right. Like, it's like, I can't comprehend that. Like, I don't know why, like, you would even bother in the first place and be like, yo, I'm interested in meeting up. Like, if you have the nerves like that, just say so, man. Hey, man, I'm anxious too. You know, I'm meeting some woman online that I've never met before. You know, obviously, yeah, I'm going to be a little anxious. But I mean, yeah, just wrapping it up here. It just wasn't good. It wasn't good. Yeah, and I was immediately done with her when that happened. It's just like, yeah, you don't waste your time, and that's the biggest rule, man. Like, if you're like a dude out there, you're watching, and you're like me, you're just like some skinny nerd, likes playing Fallout 4 for like 12 hours a day, 2 days in a row. But I mean, realistically though, yeah, don't go out there and be like, oh man, like, what the fuck? Like, just take it with a grain of salt, man. Don't worry about it. Like, don't go home and like think about that and be like, wow, right? I didn't even care. Like, it wasn't even an inconvenience to me. I waited, 5 minutes for my car to cool down, like just to get some air into it. So, like, you know, like, literally, because it was a hot fucking day and it was a black interior in a 2009 Civic. Other than that, it was like, yeah, I didn't waste any of my time. But yeah, we'll talk about the other ones here, and those will be in the continuing videos as I walk along here to find my way home. Because yeah, I have no idea where I am at the moment, but I think I do. All right, thanks for watching. Leave your thoughts below, man. And I also love, I always love reading, man, when people leave like their fails of dates. And I kind of want to react to some of those comments because some of them are gold, man. Like, they blow me out of the water. Anyway, take it easy. We'll be coming back to you here in a minute.